So hi, good morning. So we are now on our next lesson now, which is the endogenic process. So when you say endogenic, it is formed, located, or occurring beneath the surface of the earth. So these processes, no, these different phenomena that is happening, no, in our earth, no, is of course driven by energy originating within the earth's deep interior. So again, examples are volcanic eruption, earthquakes, mountain building or orogenesis, and deformation of rocks or diastrophism. Of course, endogenic processes now can create landforms like mountains, plateaus, and of course valleys. So, what is endogenic process? So again, addition to what I have said on the previous slide, endogenic processes are geological processes that occur beneath the surface of the earth. Though we can somehow witness it, no, on the surface of the earth, but its origin is inside or within the earth. It is associated with energy originating in the interior of the solid earth. So, yun ang sinasabi ko. So, the ground we live on is moving all the time. That's the reason why, even nowadays, right, we are somehow experiencing, no, different magnitudes of earthquake. No? So, the forces within the earth that causes the ground to move are called endogenic forces. So another term for endogenic process is the internal geological process. So again, it originates from within the earth, and again, as what I have said kanina, are driven by internal heat and gravitational forces. Internal heat within a celestial object like our Earth, no, is significantly influenced by the gravitational forces. Primarily, gravity plays a role, no, a very great role in the initial formation of the object, compressing matter and releasing energy as heat. Furthermore, gravitational forces contribute to the what do you call this, ongoing internal heating, kumbaga processes like tidal heating and mantle convection. So internal heat, so it directly drives endogenic processes by causing density variation and convection currents in the Earth's mantle, which in turn move the lithosphere plate. So again, through internal heat because of convection current that is continuously occurring not inside the earth, no, so there is a movement of lithospheric plates or our tectonic plates. So these movement of plates is the primary force behind earthquakes, no, because of the movement, no, somehow that's the reason why sometimes we are if an earthquake occurred, no, kumbaga we somehow expect, no, kumbaga an aftershock, no, it's because uh, though the movement has already been done, but there's a possibility, no, that movement just stopped or paused for a while, no, because maybe it encounters a specific much bigger rock, or that contradicts its force, and then later on it will continue to move. So that's the reason why, yeah, we should be thankful, no, kasi April, no, has been kumbaga has passed, no, and yung prediction, no, regarding on the April 22nd to 25th na there will be a big one, no, na sinasabi. So we should be thankful, no, that we only experience like here, especially here in Jensen, 5.8, 5.7 magnitude of earthquake. So of course, these movement of plates is the primary force behind earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, mountain buildings, and other endogenic phenomena. So another one is the gravitational force. So it plays a significant role in shaping endogenic processes, not just like the internal heat. So these while not a direct driver, no, like the Earth's internal heat, gravity influences various aspects of these processes, including the stability of the crust, no, Kumbaga, it depends on the gravitational force, how the specific plate, no, or the part of the crust holds, no, on the specific area. The movement of rocks, and of course the triggering earthquakes and volcanism. Next, of course, these processes that I have mentioned in the previous slide, of course, it is the one or two no, responsible for the Earth's surface formation, distinction, differentiation, no, throughout the years over geological timescales, and are, of course, responsible for the creation of mountains, yun nga, earthquakes, volcanic activity, and the formation of various landforms. No? So, though it is a natural phenomena, but yeah, we should somehow prepare ourselves, no, for this natural phenomena, and as much as possible we should find a place that is not really affected, no, when we talk about earthquakes, no, we should avoid fault lines, no, near the fault lines. It's because the magnitude, no, that you can experience if you are on the center of the fault line or in the epicenter, no, will be much worse compared to the areas just like here sa Jensen, no, we are somehow experiencing a very little magnitude compared to the epicenter area. Okay, so next, how magma is formed. So of course, magma is formed through different heat and pressure, no, inside the earth or beneath talaga the earth. So in here, there's a poem, no, talking about what is magma, and in here you can actually see, no, what is magma all about and how it is formed. So I'll be reading it to you. So what is magma by Razel M. Ferret? Magma is a combination of molten rocks, so meaning different minerals, no, different rocks combined all together, and gases of the earth's mantle and core. So of course, even beneath our earth, no, we have different gases that could potentially, no, mixed with our magma. Temperature ranges from 600 to 1300 degrees Celsius, so imagine that, and comprises of mineral mixtures. Magma varies widely in composition, no? Since we have different rocks that undergo the three types of rock cycle already, so very distinct na ngayong kanilang features. But in general, only 8 elements are on, namely first, oxygen, silicon, aluminum and iron, potassium, sodium, magnesium, and calcium. The most abundant element in magma is, of course, oxygen, which comprises a little less than half of the total and over 1/4, followed by the silicon. The other 1/4 is for other elements and all. So again, the most abundant is oxygen, followed by silicon. Vast amount of heat causes magma temperature to rise. In that case, melting point may reach for some minerals. So of course, beneath, no, the earth or inside the earth, not all minerals are melted. Kumbaga, of course, different minerals, they have different melting point. But most of the time, since it is beneath the earth, no, and it is exposed to much heat and pressure, so eventually most of the rocks, no, will melt on that situation. But pressure also plays an important role as well for materials to melt partial this way. So later we're gonna be talking about the pressure, how important it is in magma formation, in the formation of the somehow in the melting of different rock materials. Magma's properties and composition are truly impressive and awesome, right? Because it is made up of different minerals, different rock forms. But what happens after it was formed? That's a question I want to be informed. No? So that's the poem, no? What is magma? So, yeah, proceed tayo with our next slide. So magma is formed under certain circumstances in special location deep in the crust or in the upper mantle. Okay? Magma forms from partial melting of mantle rocks. The the term partial melting, no? The term is partial. It's because it will eventually solidify later on, no, on the specific area where it will somehow stay for a little longer. So partial melting, no, rocks undergo partial melting because the minerals that compose them melt at different temperature. From the word partial, so not all minerals within a rock melt at the same temperature, no. And when heated, only some minerals reach their melting point, becoming liquid magma, no, magma naman tawag sa kanila, while others remain solid. So I have mentioned this already a while ago that not all magma is somehow in liquid form, depending on its melting point. This contrast with complete melting where the entire rock transforms into a liquid. So partial melting takes place because rocks are not pure materials. No, again, it is made up of different materials. As temperature rises, some minerals melt and others remain solid. If the same condition are maintained at any given temperature, the mixture of solid and melted rock is maintained. So para ma-visualize to natin, think of how chocolate chips, no, just like, yeah, maybe you're wondering bakit merong chocolate dyan sa picture. So imagine if we exposed it at a certain temperature, that little circles of chocolate or chocolate chips, no, will melt into something because it reacts to its maximum or melting point. Okay. So, to understand melting, pressure is also considered. So, pressure increases with depth as a result of the increased weight of the overlying rock. So, this diagram right here, no, is showing the relationship between increasing depth and pressure as well as increasing temperature. So, the more na lumalalim, no, yung nare-reach ng isang solid material because of the movement of tectonic plates, it increases the pressure, which, of course, tend to increase then in temperature, and with increasing temperature, higher melting possibility will occur. So according to Bio Ang et al. In the year 2016, the two main mechanisms through which rock melt are the compression melting and flux melting. So we're gonna be discussing this, no, on the next slide. No? So the compression melting takes place within Earth when a body of rock is held at approximately the same temperature, but of course the pressure is reduced. Yung sa flux melting naman, it happens if a rock is close to its melting point and some water or carbon dioxide is added into the rock. So, isa-isahin natin sa lahat. So, here, as what you can see here, this is our, kumbaga, the compression melting, no, is happening here. So, again, as what I have said on the previous slide, so it is held at approximately the same temperature. So all throughout this area here is the same temperature, but the pressure is reduced. No, this is this happens because the rock is being moved toward the surface, either at the mantle plume, no, or the hotspot, no, or in the upwelling part of a mantle convection. So if a rock daw that is hot enough, which is close to its melting point, is moved towards the surface, the pressure is reduced and the rock can pass to the liquid state or liquid side of the melting curve. At the point, partial melting starts to takes place. Okay? So another one is the flux melting. So again, this happens if a rock daw is close to a melting point. So like there's a higher temperature there on that specific area. And meron daw available na water and carbon dioxide on the area then. So the melting temperature is reduced and partial melting starts, no? Because of the help of water and carbon dioxide. So what happens after magma is formed? So there are two general path, no, na tatahakin ng magma. So we have the intrusion, which includes the platonism, and we also have the extrusion, which includes the volcanism. So after magma is formed, it generally rises due to its lower density and buoyancy, no? So that's the reason why, since it became liquid. So potentially collecting in magma chambers within the Earth's crust. So if pressure builds up, the magma can erupt, now leading to the, as what I have said kanina, the extraction. Of course, once it is on the surface of the Earth, so it is now called the lava. So of course, there are some magma that can somehow solidify lang within the earth mismo, hindi sila sa surface talaga. So, of course, we call that the plutonic rocks, which belongs naman sa intrusion naman na type ng after, no, ng formation ng magma. So, unahin muna natin si intrusion. So, intrusion is of course, magma that moves up in the volcano without erupting. Like, it just flows, no? Some of it might flow. So, as what you can see here, no? Yeah, it reaches a certain height, no? But it stops there because there will be no more escape na for this, not a possibility of escape now for this magma right here. We also have number 2. So, yan lang yung nakaya ng powers niya, no? Number 3 naman, of course, the magma chamber, no? It belongs to magma chamber. We have number 4 and number 5, no? It is connected. Number 6 naman, so it drives the flowing lava, no, outside. And of course, somehow 1 and 7 is related. What is meant by the intrusion of magma is the inclusion of the rock layers forming the Earth's crust. So, pag intrusion, of course, it means magma does not get up. So again, as what I have said, under intrusion is platonism. Platonism refers to all sorts of igneous geological activities taking place below the Earth's surface. So as what you can see here, since it has a high temperature, so just like cooking, no? Parang kukulo talaga yan. So some of these reaction, no, can somehow solidify, no? And of course, we will gonna have a product, no, of different a rock, no, with different composition. In cases where magma infiltrates the Earth's crust but fails to make it to the surface, the process of magma differentiation gives birth to ideal conditions for metallogenesis, and that is a kind of platonism. So metallogenesis is kumbaga the birth, no, of a special kind of mineral or rock, no, which of course it has a different composition because it's solidified through a liquid magma which is formed, no, from different rock materials or minerals. So, platonism is the exact process that gives birth to magma when the presence of various oxides, fluorine, sulfur, and chlorine compounds that are necessary for the creation of magma is guaranteed. So, I don't know if you can still remember our discussion regarding the chemical characteristic or composition no, of minerals. So these are the present din no, na mga elements or compounds no, that can be seen on a specific mineral. The solidification and crystallization of magma takes place mainly inside the Earth's interior. So when the process of crystallization takes place inside the crust, the magmatic rocks produced are called plutonites. So if ever there's a time no, that these intrusive product no, of the platonism will be discovered no, so these are called plutonites, which is another major category of igneous rock formation. Plutonites are igneous rock no, and they're created when the process of crystallization and solidification of magma takes place below the Earth's surface and particularly in the crust. So miners can somehow, if they are lucky, no, find rare minerals no, through their mining. No? So, paswertihan lang. Next is the extrusion. So it is an eruption of magmatic materials that causes land formation on the surface of the earth. Kung si intrusion hindi nag-come out talaga like violently si magma, there's a possibility kasi na mag-come out pa rin sa intrusion. Sa extrusion naman, of course, there's a volcanic eruption. Okay? So, magma extrusion causes the formation of volcanoes when the gas pressure is strong enough and there are cracks in the Earth's crust. So, before the volcanoes that we know today no, are not there. Just so happens na there's a little crack that because of pressure, the heat and pressure no, on the what you call this, on the beneath the earth. So eventually it escaped no, the magma escaped through it and eventually it formed no, a volcano. Magma that came out of the surface of the earth is called eruption. No? So meron tayong tinatawag na volcanic eruption. Magma that came to the surface of the earth is called lava. Okay? Magma can move up because of a high pressure exerted by magma and gases. So in the lithosphere, magma occupies a bag which is called magma chamber. No? So meron tinatawag na magma chamber wherein it has a bigger space not beneath the earth, but specifically under crust, wherein it is a place or it is the birth no, of magma there, wherein the exposed, for example, parang ganito siya. So the exposed area will also melt depending on their melting point. For example, meron rocks dito. So magma, puro magma itong nasa gitna ha. If there are a lot, because of the rising temperature, so this part right here can actually melt in together with the magma that is inside. So eventually, lalaki at lalaki yan siya. That could cause too much pressure no, inside, as well as, of course, since the heat is there, the temperature is rising, so it's normal na. And because of pressure, there is a possibility that it will come out and we're gonna have the volcanic eruption. So in general, the deeper the magma chamber, the stronger the explosion. It's because nga of the pressure inside. So example of the, what we call this, the extrusion is the volcanism. So volcanism is used to describe all geologic phenomena that occurs on the natural terrestrial surface, such as the creation of volcanoes as well as the hot springs. No, so diba, have you visited no any hot springs no around or beneath or in the tail? I'm not sure with the term no of the volcano. So I have tried sa Mambukal in Marbao no. So it's very relaxing. The water is very hot. And of course, parang amoy kanal siya since sulfur. Ganun talaga yung baho ni sulfur, no? But it's worth visiting there, no? Not to really promote, no? But yeah, if ano daw, the heat, no? That that your body can experience can heal, like skin diseases, what else, any other underlying tawag nito, conditions, no? So, yeah, if you have time, especially if walang classes, no, it is located in Marbel, no, Marbal, Coronada, South Cotabato. So it refers to all sorts of geological activities correlated with the flow and transportation of igneous material from the planet's interior towards the natural terrestrial surface. So if there's a transportation of materials beneath, no, from beneath the earth, papunta sa labas, no? So that's the inclusion, no, of the volcanism. So this motion takes place inside the cracks that are known among geologists as natural pipes. So as what you can see here, so we have pipes right here, no? This is our magma chamber. And this is, referred ng mga geologists as natural pipes. So in many cases, the mantle allows massive quantities of liquids and gases to reach the upper layers of the planet, and in various cases, even the natural terrestrial surfaces. Mostly, the volcanoes, no, the natural pipes, no, can be seen on the ocean, no, since mostly the earth, no, is composed of oceanic basin naman compared to terrestrial basin. So there, no, so mostly, but of course, as what you have witnessed, no, even in the news, or maybe you have encountered it, no, on the personally talaga. So we have different volcanic volcano, no, on specifically on the Philippines. Okay, so there's a possibility of of an eruption, no, and yeah, sad to ano lang, it's because sad to imagine lang, no, kasi up until now we cannot, or we are still looking for ways not to be able, us, no, to be capable of detecting it in advance without seeing a smoke, so that we can evacuate immediately. So for those living, no, near a volcano, so as much as possible, do not buy any property there, no, kasi masasayang na yung property mo, yung mga hayop mo, yung mga tanim. Okay? Molten material in the form of lava that undergoes the process of crystallization on a natural terrestrial surface gives birth to rock formation known as volcanites. So kanina, plutonites yung tawag if nag-crystallize, no, yung ano tawag nito? Yung effect, no, ni plutonism. So ngayon naman, si volcanism naman, of course, pag yung product na ng eruption are the volcanites. These are one of the major categories of igneous rock formations, just like the plutonites. Volcanites are composed of gray, dull pink colored track basaltic lava with large penocryst and pyroclastic. No? So depending on the eruption, depending on the composition of a rock, depending on the minerals present, no? Kumbaga, we can define it through its color or any other physical na attributes or characteristic na meron ang specific solidified rock from volcanic eruption. Next is the metamorphism. It is one of the geologic processes maliban kay plutonism and volcanism. So, in which rock change in form, composition, and structure due to the intense heat and pressure, and sometimes with the introduction of chemically active fluids. So, we have actually have an introduction, no, sir, sa what is rock, no, rock and minerals natin na topic of what are the metamorphic rock. So metamorphism takes place tens of kilometers below the surface, where temperatures and pressures are high enough to transform rock without melting it. So imagine that, just because of pressure, no, just because of temperature and pressure, no, they can actually transform rock without melting it, no. So, on the next slide are the factors involved in the metamorphism. So the first one is temperature. So it plays a crucial role in metamorphism. So of course, the heat affects the rock chemical composition, mineralogy, and texture. So during boreal metamorphism, when say boreal metamorphism, it is kumbaga, a situation wherein a specific type of rock is buried like under talaga, like ilang meters below a specific or underneath the crust just like there sa example 8 to 15 kilometers. So it is buried under, well, of course, indicating na it is exposed to high temperature and pressure. So the rock adjusts to the new temperature, causing their atoms and ions to recrystallize. And of course, since nagrecrystallize sila, once again they undergo partial melting, and once again they reform, recrystallize nga yung tawag. So new arrangement na naman sila, so creating new mineral assemblages. So during recrystallization, new crystal grow larger than the crystal in the original rock. So as what you can see there sa example, so we have a shale which is a sedimentary parent rock. So siya yung parent rock natin. So imagine if it is buried like 8 to 15 kilometers. Now we are talking about we are not talking about meters but kilometers. So the force above it is so high, it's a high pressure na situation that it tend to change into another type of rock. And in this case, so we have a metamorphic rock called gneiss. So in a nutshell, the higher the temperature, the higher the metamorphism grade. So until such time when the when the temperature is high enough to melt the rocks, resulting in the formation of magma. So yeah, because of the because of the exposure to high temperature, kumaga there will be a different grade that is being rated on the metamorphic rock. So kagaya yan on the first picture here, so we have our sedimentary rock, shale, so with clay minerals. And yung metamorphic rock naman natin, slate with mica minerals, will become metamorphic rock with schist with garnet minerals. So because of the exposure, because of exposure of high temperature, so it will undergo partial melting and they will recombine, recrystallize yung term on the previous slide. Okay, so the second factor that is involved in metamorphism is the pressure. So same, somehow they are partner in crime, parang ganun, partners in crime sila, So kasi because of these two, still the composition of a specific rock or minerals varies, depending on how high or low these two are. Pressure is different in various tectonic settings like temperature. So for instance, metamorphism in the subduction zone is characterized by high pressure metamorphism. So in here, as what you can see here, much greater yung pressure dito na area compared here. So it's because there will be a continuous movement, because these tectonic plates right here are subducting or will continue to move. In contrast, the collision zone between two continental crusts is marked by moderate pressure metamorphism. So because of this subducting zone, of course it will affect the nearby areas, of course, but it can somehow experience lang moderate pressure metamorphism. Okay, so under pressure, we have two types of stresses that exert force on rocks, causing changes. So the first one is vertical stress or confining pressure. Is the stress or pressure exerted on the rock by the weight of the overlying material such as boreal metamorphism. So this has been emphasized na kanina, kasi example niya is boreal metamorphism. So as what you can see here, no, so the lower area right here is being compressed and compressed, no, because of the weight of these um, positioned above, no, na area. Okay, this type of pressure is the same in all direction and makes the rocks to fracture or deform. Because of too much pressure that the rock is experiencing, no, it can or it may fracture or deform. Letter B, the directed or differential pressure is imposed by a force in a particular direction. So because of a specific tectonic movement, no, the or maybe as a subduction zone, so the somehow the direction, no, is being imposed, no, because of that tectonic movement, forcing these areas to compress, no. So this is somehow the original form niya, and this is the kumbaga reacted part niya. So it is being compressed, and yeah, it evolved, into a curler shape. And of course, through this, now we can have our mountains. Pressure causes rocks to form faults in a particular direction as directed by the pressure. Thus, directed pressure guides the shape and rotation of new crystals formed as minerals recrystallize under the influence of both heat and pressure. So we have different types of metamorphism. The first one is regional metamorphism. So as what you can see here, it's just a region where somehow it is affected, no, by the movement, no, of plate tectonics. So it forms foliated metamorphic rocks such as gneiss and schist due to high pressure and temperature imposed on large parts of the crust. Most regional metamorphism occurs within the continental crust, no? So mostly, no, so sa continental crust siya nag-occur. Another type naman is the contact metamorphism, which is prominent in areas where surrounding rocks are exposed to heat coming from the magma intrusion. So in here, since somehow there's a magma chamber here, so the surrounding rock right here, no, is in contact, no, with the magma that is beneath the earth. So with this, the the rocks, no, that are available or that are surrounding right here can experience or can contact with the magma. It will somehow undergo partial melting or the melting talaga, and somehow reform na naman, kaya it is called the contact metamorphism. Marble, quartzite, and other granoblastic rocks with large visible crystals of minerals may be formed through contact metamorphism. Other types of metamorphism include shock metamorphism. So, this is somehow applicable naman if there's, kumbaga, a asteroid, no, that will somehow be, no, on the Earth's surface. So, yun naman, a specific, siya, kumbaga, shockwave ba yan for meteor or asteroid. So, it can affect, no, the underlying rocks. Boreal metamorphism, so this has been mentioned na kanina. So in subduction zones between two converging plates, high pressure metamorphism occurs. No, so metamorphic rocks created through these processes are rarely found in the Earth's surface as they were formed in such great depth. No, so yun. Kasi once this area, no, subducted on this part right here, so it will be somehow impossible for us to reach through it, no. Kaya rare sila makita. So, types of endogenic processes, though it has been mentioned. So, the first one is tectonic plates. So, plate tectonics, now that your plate tectonics explains the movement of the Earth's lithosphere plates. These plates float on the semi-fluid asthenosphere and move due to convection currents in the mantle. So, i-discuss natin yung tatlong pictures na yan, though you have encountered this already on your DRR. So, the first one is the divergent boundary. So plate moves apart, creating a new crust as magma rises to the surface, forming mid-ocean ridges and rift valleys. Kaya, pag once mag-separate yan sila, it creates a space in between them. Okay? So, yeah, other term for it is spreading ridge volcanism. No? Because of the convection current, because of it, with the temperature and pressure, it leads to the diversion of the two tectonic plates. Another one is convergent boundaries. So converge na naman. Plate moves towards each other. So meaning they collide with each other, leading to subduction zone. So this, if they collide with each other, meron talaga yung bababa na isa because of the force. Where one plate is forced under another, creating mountains, volcanic arcs, and trenches. So since the movement is so slow, that leads to earthquakes natin, So through this, mountains can be formed. So just like this. Okay? The last one is the transform boundaries. So parang ganyan siya. So the original position is right here, like this. And since the tectonic plates will slide past each other, so the movement will be like this. So an example, is the, familiar ba kayo dito? The San Andreas Fault ito. So as what you can see here, so this is the fault line. So as what you can see, tingnan niyo itong Pacific Plate. So ang tip niya andito pa, hindi pa bumangga. Tingnan niyo second picture. So I'm not sure lang with the date nito, but the years ito mag-take. And then later, so yan na siya hanggang yun, nag-converge na talaga silang dalawa. So, tectonic processes, so of course, it involves mountain building, it has been mentioned, it's because of the convergent boundaries. So, mountain building or orogenesis, mountains are primarily formed through the collision of tectonic plates. So, the pressure and force from these collision fault in a lift the Earth's crust. So in here, fold mountains formed by the bending of rock layers due to compressional force. So example is the Himalayas. That's what you can see on the picture. Another one is the fault block mountains formed by the breaking and tilting of the crust along faults. So of course, an example naman dyan is the Sierra Nevada. Okay? Second, the volcanic processes. So volcanism, it has been mentioned na kanina, involves the eruption of magma onto the Earth's surface, forming volcanic landforms. So on this part, we're going to be talking about the types of volcanoes naman. So the first one is the shield volcanoes. So broad siya, just like this, as what you can see. Gently sloping volcanoes formed by low viscosity basaltic lava. So meaning, there's an eruption, but then there's a part of that eruption na naga-flow lang. Hindi talaga siya like through the explosion. So na nag-flow lang ang lava. So, of course, it forms volcanoes like this. The second one is the stratovolcanoes. Steep naman ito. Conical volcanoes formed by alternating layers of lava flows, ashes, and of course, volcanic rock. So, example, actually this is Mount Fuji in Japan. The last one, no? The last type of volcanoes that we're gonna be talking about is the cinder cone volcano. So, small lang siya. Steep-sided volcanoes formed by the accumulation of volcanic debris around a single vent. So, example is Paricutin, no, in Mexico. No? So, ganyan yung kanyang mukha. So again, talking about volcanism, no, or magmatism, also known as volcanic activity or igneous activity, since after a volcanic eruption, there will be an igneous rock, no, that will be formed. Magma beneath the crust is under very great pressure, of course, and temperature as well. When folding and faulting occur, cracks or fractures, which are lines of weakness, are created. So, leading to more open pipes, kumbaga. When these lines of weakness develop downward in the crust and reaching the magma, they will release the pressure in the magma. So this allows magma to rise up along the lines of the weakness and intrude into the crust. So some magma may even reach the Earth's surface and some don't. Okay, so doon na yan nag-differ yung intrusive at extrusive na rocks natin. So, there are two types of volcanism, intrusive volcanism and extrusive volcanism. So, this has been already emphasized na, no? Na when we say intrusive, meaning hindi talaga nag-erupt, hindi talaga came out, kumbaga, yung magma. It just solidify in some parts of the volcano. Yung extrusive volcanism naman, of course, the magma actually came out, no, sa volcano. So, apologies, no, sa previous slide, no? Maingay masyado ang aso pala. I'm sorry. So, pinatahimik ko na. Charot. Okay, so volcanic eruption pa rin tayo. So, eruptions can vary in intensity. So, meron tayong tinatawag na effusive, no? Or just flowing lava. So, as what you can see on this picture, no? So, right here, hindi talaga siya like nag-erupt, no? Just like nag-flow lang yung lava. So, effusive yan. Pero, pag nag-erupt, no, explosive naman yan, violent ejection of ash and rock. No? So, factors influencing eruption style include magma composition, gas content, and pressure. So the more magma composition, the more yung composition niya, like it has more gas and more pressure, eventually it will lead to much violent, no, na eruption. So number 3 is seismic processes, no. So actually this is a video. So I don't know if you have seen this, but I include this for you to watch. Like the underwater tawag nito, earthquake that they have experienced. I know you have witnessed this already. So earthquake or sudden violent shaking of the ground caused by the release of energy stored in the earth's So these energy release occurs along faults, fracture, where rocks have been moved. So, napaka-scary yung experience nila, no, na they are there underneath the ocean when it happens. No? So, very scary. No? So, kaya, somehow, I hate water. I mean, yeah, the deeper part of the water, no? Kasi, I'm not sure lang. But maybe, no, if I'm exposed to that specific activity, maybe I will love it naman. Okay. So, of course, included na sa seismic processes na is the focus and epicenter. So, the focus is, as what you can see here, ang focus talaga is the point, na of origin, kumbaga, ng earthquake. And yung epicenter naman is the point above the Earth's surface naman. Yan yung tinatawag natin na epicenter. So another one are the seismic waves. So energy from earthquake travels in waves. So we have the primary waves or our compressional waves. As what you can see, if we can actually evaluate no the specific earthquake. I don't know if meron pa kayong time to evaluate, but if the movement is like in circular motion, no, just like on the picture, hand motion, ganyan, and somehow ganyan siya, no, ganyan, somehow yung ano niya. So we can indicate that without using the seismograph not to be a P wave. But if it is up and down, no, just like I cannot remember lang the previous no that the latest no na ano natin na earthquake natin. But if the movement is like this, no, so somehow um, we can call that or we can interpret that as the S wave. So or the shear wave naman natin. And of course, the last one is the surface wave that caused the most damage. Surface waves are often more damaging than body waves because they cause more ground motion and travel slowly, allowing for a longer duration of shaking. So the very reason is since it travels slowly, more time to shake, kumbaga, the earth. So they also diminish less rapidly with distance. So meaning their destructive impact can be felt further from the earthquake source. No? So yung examples pala ng ano natin ng mga surface waves are the love and Rayleigh waves produce significant ground shaking both vertically and horizontally. So not just vertical but horizontal siya. This shaking is more likely to cause buildings to collapse or experience structural damage. Surface waves travel more slowly than body waves, resulting in a longer duration of ground shaking. So, yun. So, love waves na move the ground horizontally. Horizontal siya. Ganyan yung movement. Perpendicular to direction of the waves travel. Like, kung saan yung travel ni P and S wave. Rayleigh waves naman cause the ground to roll up and down like an ocean wave. So, ganyan siya. Creating both vertical and horizontal. So, ganyan siya. Ganyan pa talaga siya. So, it's very it's very destructive. So these are the causes of earthquake, no? So of course, the first one is tectonic activity, movement of tectonic plates, and the of course is the very primary cause, no? Because of the movement of the tectonic plates, so either mag-diverge pa, mag-converge, or slide past each other. Volcanic activity naman, of course, eruptions can trigger earthquakes. So since kumbaga during eruption no, because of too much heat and pressure, so somehow it leaves a space no within the earth's crust that could affect somehow the deposition of the tectonic plates. So of course, human activities, no, marami masyadong mga human activities that we cannot count off, no, parang ganon, that is somehow affecting no or causing the earthquake. So nandyan yung pag-acquire natin ng mga geothermal energy, building dams, no, it actually, though we are pursuing into natural sources of energy, no, the renewable sources of energy, but of course it has a slight effect, no, somehow hindi lang natin like na papansin minsan no towards the earth natin. So these are the causes no of endogenic processes. Again, internal heat, no, so yeah, because of earth's internal heat, no, together with the gravitational force, of course it will somehow change no the appearance, the characteristic of the earth through different endogenic activity. So in here, I don't know if you can still remember this, I have given this as an activity, no, so of course this is one of the example no of an endogenic activity that of course leads to the formation of new rock formation or structure or composition of the Earth's crust. So another cause of an endogenic process is yun again, gravitational force. So because of the gravitational force, some of the parts of the earth deformed through it. Because of course it can affect the tectonic activity since it will pull, it will reposition the tectonic plates. So on the mantle, there's a convection wherein the heat moves in circular motion because of the transferring of heat. So these currents create a dynamic system where hot material rises towards the crust, that would lead to somehow melting it, cools, and then sinks back down, driving the movement of tectonic plates on the Earth's surface. Another one, landform creation. So this is plateau. I'm not sure lang if I am pronouncing it well, but as what you can see, there is an elevation of landform. Of course, through endogenic process, because of tectonic plate movement, there is a change in the elevation of the landform. Another one, of course, the earthquake. It has been discussed kanina, So earthquakes can potentially significantly truly change kumbaga the earth's surface, earth's composition, earth's structure, specifically on the surface. Another effect of endogenic process is the volcanic activity. So through volcanic eruption, new rocks, new minerals are being thrown out. New rock formation are being thrown out on the surface of the earth. That will lead to new structure, new volcanic structure, ganyan, and new composition of landform. Another effect of endogenic process and mineral energy resources. So, endogenic processes contribute to the formation of mineral deposits and energy resources. So, the heat and pressure within the earth lead to the concentration of minerals, including precious metals like gold and silver, energy resources such as thermal energy, oil, and natural gas. So, this is somehow on the brighter side na naman, Kasi through endogenic process, so humans have the capability to be exposed, especially in the subduction zone. So this part right here will go up, and this part right here will come down. So this part right here, yung umakyat, there's a possibility that there are some minerals, important minerals that is included there, as well as it can be a source of energy. Okay, so human interaction with endogenic processes. So we have different mitigation na ginagawa throughout like the years. I'm not sure lang if it is improving. Maybe it is, though the predictions are not accurate. But yeah, it's better to prepare before it happens. Hazard mitigation. So, of course, understanding endogenic processes is very crucial for us to determine what to do next, of what to do during the specific event, the specific natural disaster. So, building codes and land use planning in earthquake-prone areas, volcanic monitoring system. That's the reason why we're able to somehow determine if where are the areas of where are the fault lines, so that we can somehow prevent our families, our relatives to go on that specific area or location. And of course, somehow we're improving on the volcanic monitoring systems, though hindi pa siya ganun ka-high-tech talaga, as well as tsunami warning system naman. So humans adopt and find ways to detect it earlier. So of course, resource exploitation. So as this picture has been used na on the previous lesson natin we're in. Somehow these what do you call this way, no, or idea is kumbaga getting a geothermal energy. So of course we exploit different resources, though yeah, somehow it has a negative effect on the environment as well, but of course we are looking for ways, no, for us to somehow have a renewable resources, though yeah, somehow it can affect, no, our the movement of our plate tectonics. For engineering and construction naman, knowledge of endogenic process informs engineering, ito, and construction practices, particularly in designing structure that can withstand earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. So, di ba, Japan has been doing all their efforts, no, to design an earthquake resistant talaga na mga buildings. Pero these pictures right here, I'm not sure lang kung ano, but these are examples kasi of unique architectures, and I think they ensured naman na this is somehow earthquake resistant na mga properties. Okay? So these are the references. Thank you for listening.